Hey, Mr. Richard, we can't hear you on Zoom.
Hey.
I can hear you now.
Okay. It was running through Elgato for some reason. That's weird. Elgato is what I use for over here. But of course, that's also what I use at the house. What's up, y'all? How are y'all doing?
Good.
Where are y'all at tonight? What are y'all doing? There on
I'm
Zoom.
in my bed eating Cheez-Its.
Wow. You know what you could be doing? You could be eating Cheeto Puffs,
super
thin
Oreos,
or mega stuffed Oreos,
Have
or
to have those with milk.
chocolate Oreos,
Have to have those with milk
or
too.
oatmeal cream pies, cosmic brownies, honey buns. Ethan grabbed the honey buns. The fudge rounds. Thank you, Ethan. Reese's peanut butter cups. Don't you dare that. Reese's Chips Ahoy. I mean, come on. So much. Come on, somebody. I mean, seriously.
It's all Noah's fault. We're gonna blame it on him.
Look, we got Pop-Tarts.
What kind of Pop-Tarts?
I should have done that. That's right. I gotta do that.
Question.
Look. Here, come with us and look. There's Kylie. You can see Kylie. And look, you can see Parker. Look, Parker's so handsome. Look at all of these drinks that you're not getting tonight by hanging out.
It's all Noah's fault.
And look, there's Ethan. You could have hang out with Ethan.
That's lies.
I mean,
It's
there's
all
all look at
Noah's
all
fault.
these people. Well, look at them all. Look, there's
You want me to
Brinkley
come?
back there. Look, Crystal's here. Look, there's Uncle Doug.
Do you want me to come?
Do what?
I'll throw some sweatpants on and come.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Y'all do whatever y'all need to. I'm just saying. Noah, what are you doing? Playing Minecraft?
Let's see what Noah's doing. Laying in his bed.
Laying in his bed. Well,
Yep.
I'm glad that y'all are here. Look at that. You're missing
Is
little
there
bites.
something wrong with that?
What are you doing?
Is there something
Do what?
wrong with doing nothing?
Sitting around doing nothing. What's your idea? They said strap the GoPro to me and have a Richard point of view. No, that's a hard pass. It'd be fun though. I've done that before. I've worn a GoPro when I did a 5K.
Look, I'm getting ready.
I mean, I do have the head mount. It's actually right over there. All right, next Wednesday I'll wear my GoPro and y'all. Nobody will see me. They'll see what I see.
Well, that's what
Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope y'all are okay. Missed y'all today, but I'm glad you're here. Glad you joined us on Zoom. That's so good.
Hey, I'm coming. I'm getting ready now.
Are y'all getting ready? Wow.
I am. No, it's not.
Anyway. No, it's not.
I could get ready for her.
A couple things I want to talk to y'all about before we get started. I gotta think what they are. Camp. Thank you. Camp. Hey, if you have not signed up for camp, sign up for camp. Sign up for camp. Everybody repeat after me. Sign up for camp. Sign up. Yeah. You sound like a bunch of zombies. I'm good. No, I'm just kidding. Glad you guys did that. Hey, 3 sons. Here's Brinkley. If you are wanting to go to camp, if you're wanting to go to camp, please, you need to sign up, coldsprings.com. No, I don't know the website. I think it's like coldspringsretreat.com. One of those.
Something you should know, Richard.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. You're right. I should know this. Thanks for pointing out my faults. I heard you're good at that. No, I'm just kidding.
Really good at
Oh, savage. It's coldspringsretreat.com. Thank you very much. /summer-camp. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I really don't know how registration is going to be. I'd like to think that registration is going to open up big and it's not going to be an issue. Now, I do know that there, as of Saturday, there have been 5 people sign up for youth camp, and I think like 5 people sign up for middle school camp. So plenty of space. If you want to be a staffer, you need to apply. I will be glad to write a glowing letter of recommendation for 75% of you.
Only if it's smart, please.
The other 25% of you, it'll be extra glowing. But wait a minute, that means that some people. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know what the requirements are. Okay, I don't know what the requirements are, and of course, like youth camp, you're not gonna get to staff youth camp. I think that's usually college graduates. But don't like be like, well, I'm just gonna wait and see if registration. Go ahead and register now. You don't have to pay now. See, that's the cool part. You don't have to pay now. You can register and pay later. Yes, ma'am.
What's the date?
It is the dates that we're going. Listen, the dates that we're going is. Oh my gosh, it was in my head. Hold on. That's all right, listen up. Very important. Those of you that have completed 7th grade. Okay, there is a middle school camp. If you're in 7th grade, there are 2. If I understand correctly, there are 2 camps that you can go to. You can go to youth camp, which is 7th through 12th grade, and you can also go to middle school camp, or you can go to one or the other. If I'm not mistaken.
So I go to middle school?
You cannot go to middle school. You are you're ancient. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You're not that old, Grandma. Anyway, no. But youth camp is for those that have completed 7th through 12th grade. So Kylie, you could go to youth camp because you're 17. Technically, I'm sorry, my bad. That's right. You did just have a birthday. That's right.
She said she wasn't old enough. She just calling herself.
I'll make you. Anyway, so you could go to youth camp if you want, and he can go too. He's never been to camp.
But I had a serious question.
Yeah. Hey. Come on. I bet you if we all say Parker, go to camp. Parker, go to camp. Parker, go to camp.
Oh my God.
Parker, the Lord told me to tell you. I want Parker to go to camp. What would it take for Parker to go to camp?
We're gonna pay his full fee.
I will pay your fee if you go. I will. We'll figure something.
Buy him amigos.
I don't make that money. You what?
We're not limiting the number of, like, if everybody here signs up.
Yeah.
They're limiting the total number at camp, not the total number per.
No, they're not limiting it's how once they hit their 50. This is how I understand it.
Is really big. We really need to stress the importance of pre-signing up.
Yes, because once, as of right now, unless things change, and I don't want you to be like, oh, I bet you. Why do I have a tile that's ringing? This is awkward. I'm ringing my phone from my keys. I found it. Thank you.
That's his ad that time.
It was.
Oh, you're talking about this.
Apparently, Pocket found my phone.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that is. It's like, okay, so that is somebody's got me. What's up, YouTube? This is how I understand it correctly. Okay. As of right now, it is like once camp hits 50% capacity, they can't take any more. Okay. Now, y'all know that Governor Hutchinson has started talking about easing up restrictions and stuff. He started letting restaurants go to full capacity. And as long as it provided numbers keep going down, March 31st, mask mandates will be all that stuff. I do not know what that means for camp. So I'm expecting it to stay that it will not be 100% at camp. Okay, that by the time camp starts, it won't be like anybody that wants to sign up can go. Okay, so you need to sign up now. Like you need to sign up. You need to go home, talk to mom and dad about it, whoever that is in your life, and say I want to. Which all of y'all, it's me, your mom and dad, and say I want to go. You need to say, you know, to Jeff and Libby. Richard wants me to go. Please, can I go? And Jeff and Libby will say yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Are they going to require masks at camp?
I am assuming they're going to have to require whatever CDC recommendations there are. So, which means that, like, you know, which then go, yeah, which I get. It's like, okay, you got to wear a mask, but when you're in the lodge, you what are you going to wear a mask? I understand that. I can listen. This is what I can tell you. Okay, this is what I can tell you. Whatever the rules are, we will follow the rules. Does everybody understand that? If the rule is to wear, listen, if the rule is to wear a mask, I don't care if Mount Vernon Baptist is not wearing a mask. Okay? I don't care. I don't care if Victory Baptist is going and licking the floor, okay, with no mask. You guys are going to be doing, hey! What's up, girl? Anyway, listen, just to be clear. So, hey, just to be clear, so we're on the same page. I expect you to follow the rules. Whatever those rules are. If the rules is to wear a mask or whatever, because this is what I don't want. Okay. I don't want it to be said that we were the reason why something happened. You know?
What if it's a good thing that we're...
Like, what do you mean? I'd rather it be for the, like, I didn't get COVID because Southside Baptist followed the rules.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I mean, I get, listen. I understand it. Okay, I get it. And y'all know that I'm not very strict on wearing the mask on Sunday nights. Okay. And, you know, I don't really try to, once I tell y'all and I'm up there, that's it. Once on Wednesday nights, y'all know that, and y'all have been really good about doing it. And I'm appreciative of it. I've had members of church compliment on how much they appreciate y'all taking that extra effort in wearing a mask. But I know it's a pain. I know it's, and it kind of goes back to one of those things that we talked about, rules that we hate. And just, it goes back to, we as believers, one of the things that shouldn't, we should be, I'm always convinced that Christians should be the hardest workers. And, I'm always convinced that Christians should be, the first, not the last, And so, like I said, I understand, but whatever the rules are, we're gonna abide by it. My sense, based upon what I've been hearing, and based upon what I've been seeing, and based upon, vaccine production picking up, even though it's not been all that great, my sense is that masks will simply be a guideline. They will not be a requirement. all of these stuffs will simply become guidelines, no different than pre-COVID sort of stuff. Washing your hands, stay home if you're sick, and that sort of thing. And so I can't tell you that we won't wear masks. I can't tell you that won't be a rule. I can't tell you that will be a rule. I can only what I know right now. If unless if things change, then those things will change. But if we were to have camp tomorrow, you would have to wear a mask, okay? And even then, it would be like when you're indoors and when you're when you're going through the food line, that sort of stuff. Anyway, I hope that doesn't bust your bubble. I hope you're not like, well, I'm not going because I don't want to. This should never be the reason why you decide not to do something or you decide to do something. It should never be the reason. We shouldn't be fighting over these small things, regardless if you're for masks or against masks. If you're because there are people that are like, oh, if you make people wear this, I'm not coming. And then there's people like, well, if you don't make people wear this, well, I'm not coming. It's ridiculous. You should not be fighting over this. This is not the thing you should be fighting over. I'll get off my soapbox for that. So, but I'm excited that we're doing camp, and I'm excited that we're going to have camp. I'm excited that Ryan Scanlon is going to be the speaker for youth camp. I'm excited that Keenan Wallace is going to be the speaker for youth camp. I'm excited that we get to even talk about this stuff. I'm excited about, just like today, I've been thinking about how, and it's because everybody is like getting excited because they feel like it's just a matter of, weeks versus who knows how long it's going to be, regardless of whatever it is. To where for instance, our children's ministry is starting to do stuff. That's super exciting. In fact, they would love for y'all to help them with hiding eggs, because they're going to do an Easter egg party with the kids. And that's cool. That's awesome. And so if you're interested in that, you can talk to me about it. It's a great serve opportunity here at the church. It's a way of serving the church body. So if you want to do that, talk to me about it, and I'll talk with the children's committee about it. If you want to serve in youth, if you want to serve, I think you can serve middle school camp, day camp, and children's camp if you are in high school. I think. I don't know what the requirements are. Well, if you want to be a staffer at camp, go to coldspringsretreat.com and you can find all the information there about camp and stuff like that. So, but I'm super excited about it.
Now, where is
Trace Camp is on Ackland Gap Road. I always want to say Sunny Gap, but Sunny Gap is further down. It's on Ackland Gap Road. It's like you're going to Conway, and there's an intersection with a light.
Whoa, wait, hold on.
There's Dollar General on the right hand side. Yeah.
Springfield? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and it's really, and that's another benefit. Like before I came here, we went to a camp that was like almost 2 hours away. It was, it was something. Yeah. And my group never really got like the cool cabins. My group always got the walk down to the halfway down the mountain where all the critters want to go hang out at. I mean, I take that back. One year we were on the top level because we got the whole lodge to ourselves, and that was pretty cool. But
Yeah, I hope we get
Yeah, I hate Dorm C. This just smells like old.
which one was Dorm C? Was that the one on the bottom?
It takes the most smell. It doesn't smell. Really? Yeah.
It's been that way since. I mean, I didn't. When we stayed there for winter camp, but there's like no cell phone service. It's like which is weird. You walk in that building and it's burnt, and I'm like,
because it's a giant concrete building.
yeah, but you go all the way down into the woods where
Yeah, I still don't have
the dark evil's at, You get cell phone service. It's crazy. Anyway. But there's a couple things I want to talk. There's about one or two more things I want to talk to y'all about. Don't die. We're gonna do it.
I'm just kidding.
Savage.
Sorry.
He said, "Please die." But hey, if you want, we're gonna. I can't talk right now. March, I'm leaning more towards before spring break. First off, does anybody have any spring break plans? Like, is anybody planning on going anywhere spring break? Out of town? Are y'all traveling anywhere? Going anywhere?
I don't know. That's about parents' question.
Our last church we went to in Mississippi.
Yeah.
They were the only ones, but there was a bunch of churches that joined in.
Yeah.
And they have during spring break.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And I've done that before. The reason why I'm asking is because we might try to do things like the first part of spring break, and I just want to know if y'all will be available, if y'all will be here.
Yeah, I'm burning on my schoolwork.
But anyway, March 19th, we are doing, that's tentative. I've got to make sure there's nothing else that conflicts with that. We're going to have a game night up here at the church where we'll have board games. We'll have the game room in here. We'll play a couple of front games. We'll have a Smash tournament. We'll have video games set up. So we'll have Smash and Mario Kart, that sort of stuff. It'll be, and we'll have pizza, and I'm gonna encourage you guys. I think we might try to see about y'all maybe bringing like a shareable treat, if you want to do that. Just something a little fun like that. So, but we'll definitely have pizza, unless like somebody says, "Hey, let's do this instead," and I'll probably like, "Yeah, let's do that instead." So, but anyway, that's probably gonna be March 19th. So, and I want to encourage you guys, bring your friends. Let's make this a really fun night. So, of course, yeah.
Richard, are you assuming that we have friends?
Yes, you have school place acquaintances.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, no,
So-
no.
And I'm planning out doing some form of a bonfire.
I only got 2 friends.
So-
Oh my gosh, we should bring our schoolwork on like the last.
No, you're not burning your schoolwork.
No, not during the school year, but like after the school year in the summer, we need to have a big
Yes,
bonfire,
excellent,
make all of our school papers and just throw it in the fire.
So I'm also going to try to look at the possibility of maybe renting out a movie theater,
Oh.
like a screen, like not the whole movie theater.
Do it.
It just depends on a couple things, like what movie can we watch and stuff like that. So I'm telling you all this because it's just really great that we can kind of start to plan things a little bit, that we can start to do like more things like this. It's not like we haven't been doing anything, but with like winter and of course with the pandemic, it's been hard to get to try to do things because of whatever reason. So, but just know that that's things. I'm looking at stuff, planning stuff, and so soon, and hopefully very soon, you'll be able to get some more information. So, you get all that, Noah?
You can bring Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Awesome.
bring Minecraft and it's all.
Oh, hey, and if you're not like, if you watch Twitch and you want to follow somebody, dailyplanetck.com, Twitch, or excuse me,
Wait, was that you?
www.twitch.tv/dailyplanetck. That's me. That's me. I've started.
It's like some merch store.
I've not created a merch store. Right now, my logo is a circle and it says Daily Planet CK, and that's it. But anyway, I started doing that, just kind of, and especially like I said, it was like, it's really neat how Brother Steve has talked about how video games have been a thing of ministry for him, and that's kind of what I'm doing this as. And so, but so if you want like to watch something that's like family friendly and stuff like that, I probably won't be playing Assassin's Creed, but Fortnite, Smash. I did play League of Legends on it. Anyway, so check it out. Twitch TV or twitch.tv/DailyPlaceCK. Anyway, I asked this question. I'm going to ask it again because I'm really curious to see if you want to stick to your guns or if you've changed things since then, or if you've added on. I asked y'all this question. I got some really escalated answers. Like it blew my mind. Seriously, I thought I would hear I'd make everybody have to eat pizza every day. That's what I was thinking. But I'm not gonna lie. And I was impressed. I mean, I was impressed with some of your things that you said. So here's the question, because Brinkley's like, what in the world's going on? All right, Brinkley. Yeah, Hey, your watch not on tonight. It's freedom. Hey, I'll make sure I'll take the laptop. Bring it closer. But here it is. Yeah, you can watch if you missed last week's. You can watch you can go back and watch it on our YouTube channel. But if you were king or queen for a day, okay, what would you do? Which rules would you want to make or break right away? Emma.
Everybody that has been mean to me for my entire life, I will make them go and swim 3,000 miles.
Oh my goodness. Go and swim 3,000 miles. Wow. Hashtag, that's a hardship right there. All right, Will.
Well, I'm still sticking with forklift Rocket League competition.
Hey, except for giant metal ball.
Yes. Fortnite forklift competition.
Fortnite forklift.
If you were king or queen for a day, which rule would you what would you do? Like which rules would you make? Which rules would you break?
The rule I would break is actually. Give me a second.
Have to do with live PD. Oh, live people. Oh, that's a good live PD. It's like, all right. All right, Ethan.
I would make every city and town in Civilization to everywhere to sculpt and form a 50,000-foot statue of Shaggy.
On Wednesday, he gives these deep totalitarian rules. Tonight, it's Shaggy. Zoinks.
That makes me have to get better idea.
All right, Will.
Along with me making the Rocket League, I'd also still speed up PS5 production. I do a lot of other stuff too.
Speed up PS5
I would make sure all the churches in the United States get well funded. I would ban a lot of dumb crap. I would uncancel Mr. Potato Head. I would uncancel that actress that got fired from Mandalorian.
All right.
And I would fire almost every single politician.
All right. All right, Brinkley.
What I would do, but if I just did not like anyone, I make them scoop out people's barns.
Yeah. Scrape out people's barns. Yes. That'd be a good one. So this is all right. So this is how I would know if you like me or not. Is if you come up to me and say, Richard, go scrape out the barns, and be like, oh. And then I say no. I'd say hard pass. Now, all right, Braden, what about you? If you were king for a day.
So back to what Ethan said about the shaggy statues. I would make everyone pay 50% of what they make, and then I would take 25% of that into building the shaggy statues.
Thank you. Thank you.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah, on the international.
What are they gonna take?
All right. What about over here? What about y'all? Kylie, if you were queen for a day, what rules would you make and what rules would you break?
I would definitely lower gas prices.
Very good. Yes, thank you so very much. Bring net neutrality back. There you go. That would be good. Yes. Free the net. Free the net. Wow. See, y'all two could pair up, and she can make the people that she doesn't like clean the barn, and they would just clean it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good deal right there.
Exactly.
I mean, not that she would make you clean the barn, because I think she likes you. I think you're okay. You know, I mean, we all are kind of still trying to figure you out, so, but yeah.
Mr. Richard.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, two queens that are best friends and they like around the same thing. It's
Yes.
complete danger for everybody else in the
This
world.
is true. This is true. Y'all would be a force unstoppable in the realm of barn cleaning. All right.
I think you want to go work on the race car, but no, I gotta clean out a barn.
All right. Let me ask you these.
You don't know how to clean that.
All right. Let me ask you these questions.
Forced to do it, so I pulled force to learn.
Moving on before you guys get all crazy with your ideas and what add a Scooby to your Shaggy? What? All right. What?
I would ban TikTok in the United States.
That's actually what I'm talking about.
Well, they're just having my entertainment.
Sir, I'm
You got my
up.
vote.
Shut your mouth.
You got
Yes.
I can't.
Yes. In the video, we can't really show.
I mean,
Okay, I'm not with that idea because that's half of my entertainment.
I mean, talk to him.
using TikTok.
You should have. You should do what?
I agree.
What? Oh yeah. One of my favorite TikTokers is a guy by the name of Grayson Bearden.
I'll make it illegal.
Grayson Bearden. Bearden.
I mean, I feel like TikTok.
Like,
is
literally-
Grayson Bearden.
3 hours of screen time turned into 8
Yes, you follow him.
a day.
That makes no sense.
We've talked about Grayson before.
What happened when it was
So you mean they
still-
should have TikTok?
Because it's TikTok, you only got 1 minute, so hurry up. Anyway, we talked about him before. He's the one that's got the beard and the hair that points up.
Wait, the guy that's hilarious, he has that big old mustache and he went to Cold Springs.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
that guy's hilarious.
My heart broke in 3 pieces.
Have you ever listened to Michael Todd?
No.
I think that's his name.
Keenan's
He has really, really good sermons
On TikTok?
on every
So there's a bunch of others I follow too.
Dave Robertson.
Yeah.
That girl.
Yeah.
Yes, she's on like.
All right. Have you, let me ask you this is actually questions. What was the easiest decision you made today? Joe, getting you some coffee this morning. That's easy.
Actually going to church.
All right, going to church. There you go. Coffee. That's good.
I
Easy.
wasn't coffee, but actually,
I mean, I had coffee with myself.
All right.
Gotta be way so church.
What about the rest of y'all? Thought Parker was about to say something.
just to lay in my bed watching.
I thought you were about to open up the wisdom.
Experiment.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
All right, Brinkley, then Emery.
This morning, it was my mother's birthday, so she decided for breakfast we would have cake.
Oh my
well,
God.
that's so healthy.
That.
So
It's got
healthy.
milk, it's got eggs, it's got wheat. I mean, it's got other unhealthy things, but hello, I mean, it's basically your country boy breakfast.
Well, too bad, it's my birthday.
There you go. There you go. All right. All right. Anybody else? Easiest decision you made today? Emery. That's right.
Draw something and watch Heartland. Oh, yeah.
Draw something and watch Heartland.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that a horse movie?
It's not a
It's
movie.
a
It's a horse TV show.
It's like that.
And it's really good.
Oh.
Also got like 45.
Ethan likes to watch it.
I don't watch that. I watch Jurassic World.
Look, I mean, Jurassic World on the other hand.
Okay, I can't watch that because of the dinosaurs dying and I get sad.
They don't die. The humans die from the dinosaurs.
Dude, yes.
It makes me sad.
What? Oh, okay. Moving on.
It's just,
All right.
it's just why.
What was the hardest decision you've ever made?
Hardest decision.
Hardest decision.
Ever, like ever.
Like today. What was the hardest decision you made today?
Today, because I have some
Or just, I mean, if it's something recently, you could say that too. You know, today is kind of okay. Today, if you can't think, what about today? All right, all right.
Riding horses before church.
Riding horses before church.
I don't know.
All right.
What I was gonna eat for lunch.
What you were gonna eat?
I sat there contemplating for like 5 minutes.
Dude, that was like the
With-
All right. All right.
decision I made today.
I decided to make pizza.
All right, Brinkley, did you have a really hard one that you wanted to share? If not, you don't have to. I just
Oh,
I mean, I have to
But it was
you had to what? Oh wow, that is a hard decision. Wow.
And she didn't
Yeah.
want to or do anything, and I went outside with her
Wow.
to bring them some warm oats, and she just was on the ground with like all types of. She was still breathing.
Right.
But she just waited. So
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear
You had
that.
to shoot it, or did
Yeah.
Adam shoot it?
I was there.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, really.
clean
I don't
my
think you could- I
room.
don't think you could have did it.
Actually,
I could.
And those,
Is it that hurt?
yeah.
I
hurt
heard
some.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make the decision any easier though. I mean, it's still a hard decision. You know, I mean, I understand that. I mean, I've not had to deal with like a horse, but I've had to put animals to sleep, and that's super
Were
hard.
you a vet or something?
No, but I had to take them to the vet. Yeah. Yeah. I nightlife after church as a vet. I'm Dr. Ball, animal man. No, but yeah.
Clean my room.
So the reason it is not easy. It is not easy to make decisions a lot. Sometimes it is easy to make a decision. Sometimes it is easy. And a lot of times we think, well, if I'm in charge, then things could be different. And the truth of it is that that's not really the case. Life is full of hard decisions. Life is full of challenges. And there are no matter what, no matter how old you get, there is always going to be things that you have to do, even things that you don't, even if you don't like them. You know, we talked about, you know, especially this idea of us as believers, we're free people. You know, we talked about how the right rules can set you free of loving God and loving others. We talked about how free people don't dance with danger, you know, how they choose to go away from danger. And we shared Wednesday about how, you know, we as sometimes we should make decisions that don't benefit us, but should benefit others, you know, and that's a big thing, you know, even if they're really hard, even if they're decisions that we don't want to do, you know, even if it's like, you know, your parents asking you to do something simple, something basic, like clean your room or help your brother or help your sister, or you know, I need you to go take care of this. Can you go and do this? Or if you're driving, if you're old enough to drive, your parents say, I need you to go pick up these things for me. Those sorts of things can be kind of hard for us because sometimes we just don't want to do it. Sometimes we want to be selfish. And as adults, there are moments when we're selfish. You know, I'll be first to admit there are moments when I'm selfish. Like the other night, we were watching a movie, what do? I go and get ice cream and a big old brownie, and I'm sitting there eating ice cream in front of my kids. Didn't even bother to ask them this.
I didn't even know.
And I regretted that because I was like, why didn't I even? Because my thought was like, fat man thought was like, ooh, brownie, ice cream, good. And that was literally my thought process the whole time. Brownie, ice cream, good. And so that's what and of course, I'm diabetic. And so brownie, super sugar, ice cream, super sugar, good. After I eat it, not so good, feel terrible. Stomach saying, I hate you. And so, but, in that moment, I was selfish and I acted selfishly. We do that. It doesn't, it's not something that you grow out of. It is something that, there are days when you're going to be selfish. There are days when you're not going to be selfish. And it's hard to navigate in those fields. And usually, especially for me, I know for me that whenever those moments that I'm selfish, it doesn't ever work out. It's not ever something, it's not like it's a great, I'm being selfish and it wasn't, it's usually like, that was the dumbest thing. That was so terrible of me to even do that. There was no enjoyment out of it. There's no fun out of it. And I think when you think about the times that you've been just super selfish, and then I'm not talking about like things like you time or anything like that, because you need time to take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself. That's God calls us to do that. He calls us to have time to ourselves. He calls us to in some instances to focus on ourselves, not because of a selfish thing, but because of to help you be better at helping others. But life is going to be full of those sorts of things, and we as people, we should be, not one. It's not. You're not going to be 100% constantly focusing on others because you're human. There will be moments. There are probably even moments today. There are probably even moments like an hour or two ago where you're selfish. That's just a part of it. But how we really need to be is we need to be focusing our behaviors and actions as much as we can, as best as we can, on loving and caring for others. Somebody open up Mark chapter 10, verse 45, please. And will somebody read that when they got it? Mark chapter 10, verse 45.
For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many.
You want to know why your actions should, as best as what you can, should benefit others? It's because of this example right here. Jesus, who is God made flesh, Jesus, who is the Son of God, Jesus, who is God, he would have every single right for people to serve him only. He's the one that made us. He's the one that created, he did all of this stuff for us. And yet, what does he do? What does he do? What does Jesus do?
Came to be a servant.
He came to serve. And this is how he served. We have stories to where he healed a blind man. We have stories where he rose people from the dead. There are stories where he fed thousands of people. There are stories where he looked at the woman that everybody was about to stone to death and says, and essentially saves her life. He cast out demons. He healed sick. He made lame walk. He caused the deaf to hear and the blind to see. He did all of those things. He served. Even on his final night, he washed his disciples' feet. You ever wash somebody's feet? It's gross. It's nasty. You wash your feet. Have you ever washed somebody else's feet?
Well, so they didn't really have shoes then. It was just
Okay. Have you ever washed your feet?
Yes.
How disgusting can your feet be sometimes?
Oh,
There's
Exactly. I mean, exactly.
sometimes I find like buzzes and like
Exactly. Yeah. And you're right. And Chris, you're right. Back then it was like, because they didn't have like the shoes. But I mean, still think about this today. Like, there are smells. There are times when I know, like, there's like, I wore, I'm clean. I took off my shoes and my feet emanated this funk. I'm like, I feel sorry for Crystal sitting right by me. Now, did I get up and go wash my feet? No, I did not. But I felt bad about it. So I just kind of, I kind of kept my feet down and at a 45-degree angle away from him. But I mean, think about that. Think about that. And Jesus on his last night, Jesus on his last night, that's what he does. He washes his disciples' feet. And that even in the midst of when he's being betrayed and all of these things that are happening around him, Peter cuts off one of the Roman guard's servants' ear, cut off an ear. Yeah. And Jesus heals it back. Mark 10:45. For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Even when he's on the cross, he could have done anything he could. I mean, because he's God. He could have just been like, I'm done, bamf, and just disappeared. He could have called his angels to wipe the floor of the Jews that were there, of the Romans. He could have done all of that. He could have done anything. Like, think about like the most superhero moment. Like, think like, if you watch the movie Thor Ragnarok, whenever like people think Thor's dead and he comes back and he's just massively full of lightning, I mean, God, he could have, he's God. God could have done anything to stop that, to focus on himself. And yet his last words are, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Even in his death, even as he's dying, he seeks to serve. And what does that mean for you and me? Well, it may not mean that you have to go through those things. And I pray that you aren't persecuted in that way for your faith. But for you and me, that means that, look, if Jesus is willing to go through all of that as service so that I can have a relationship with God, then that means that maybe I need to serve others. Maybe that means I need to do things, not all the time, not every single moment of every single, I mean, Jesus took naps, I mean, he did those things. But maybe that means that we seek to do things that are benefit to others. Maybe that means you clean your room without your parents telling you over and over again. Maybe that means, again, I really don't know what it would look like for you to make decisions that would benefit others, but maybe I'm always convinced it's usually the simplest things that have the most profound impact. There's a teacher you hate. There's a teacher you can't stand. There's a teacher that just gets on your nerves. Maybe you could do something as simple as respecting their authority and not arguing about it. Respecting, or just maybe it's an assignment that you don't really want to do. Well, instead of not doing it, maybe just do it. Maybe it's with your coach that you're having a hard time with. Maybe it's just simply, instead of arguing with him about, or her about, you don't want to do it or whatever. Maybe it's, you just do it. Maybe it's something even similar to that. Maybe it's like being nice to your family, like your brother or your sister. If they want to borrow something, instead of giving them a guilt trip, just let them borrow it. And trust that they're going to take care of it. Or if they do something wrong to you that you're really mad about, Like maybe they stole your favorite sweater, or it's not steal, but they're wanting to wear it. Instead of really tearing into them, show them some grace. Those are really small and simple things, and there's thousands of others that you can do. Jesus, we read these things and we see how massive and grand that they are. We read the story of Jesus and the woman being stoned. We read the story about Jesus healing the blind, all these things that we read. But to Jesus, they were small, simple things that led to big outcomes. And that's the thing. Small, simple actions have a massive impact. And so I want to encourage you in your walk, in your faith, as you grow, as we talk, is to really kind of grab hold of that nugget of truth that Jesus calls us to serve and to be a reflection of the way that he served. You may not have to wash somebody's feet, but it may mean that you help them wash their clothes. It might be that, you don't heal a blind person with sight, but it may be, or you feed 5,000 people, but maybe you offer to make dinner for your family. Small, simple things. Because we're called, that's what you and I are called to do. We are called to be a servant. Now, that doesn't mean that we get run over like we're a rug, but it does mean that we seek to make decisions that benefit others. And I really hope you kind of grab hold of that, because that is such a thing that matters, and especially for you guys as you grow, as you continue in your move from being a kid to being an adult, that you really take your faith and you make it as your own, and you start to do things that Jesus would call you to do. Not because, well, this is what I learned, but this is because what God has been speaking to me about. So I don't know what it looks like for you, but maybe it just simply means you're a little bit less selfish. Maybe it means, here's another small thing. You're both on Wi-Fi and your Wi-Fi is terrible at your house. Maybe it means in your house that you get off of Wi-Fi or you get off the internet, so that way somebody else can get on.
We don't even have Wi-Fi at my house, so that's not.
But that's what, but like maybe, and I wasn't like dragging it like you guys, but like there were times like at Calico to where if like two of us were on Wi-Fi, it was like super slow. And so, usually, one of the things that, I knew a lot of times what we would do is we would get off of there so that way others could enjoy it. It's just small, simple things. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's, you struggle, your brother or your sister struggling with something. Instead of, just complaining about them doing something that takes long, maybe help them out. Show them how to do something a little bit better. These are all small things. But like I said, small things lead to big impact. And I just want to encourage you guys to really, and I love this about you guys, because, anytime I see you guys do stuff, you have such a servant heart. I do. When I see y'all helping, I keep thinking about helping Miss Martha when we went over to her house that day. She was just wanting stuff in her car. But what did you guys do? You did the extra step. You loaded it in her car, and then you took it inside her house. I think of like when we went on that mission trip, and how you didn't even know people, but you spent time and you hung out and you played with kids at that block party. There are just, that sort of mentality we should have. We should make decisions to benefit others. So I don't know what that looks like in your life, but I hope that you start to really begin to look at what are the areas of my life that I tend to be super selfish in, that I can be a little bit more selfless in. And whatever that means, act on it, And here's the thing, you might not think, well, the only thing I think of is this. Guess what? If it's something big to you, it's something big to you and it matters. And it's what God would, if it's something that you feel like God has laid on your heart, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's like washing dishes once a week. If that's something that God has laid up. Now, if you washing dishes more than once a week, and then you say, God told me to wash dishes once a week, guess what? Your parents are going to say, well, the Lord told me to tell you that if you said that, you're going to be grounded. Okay. So, but anyway, but if like you don't do that, and if God is laying on your heart, hey, do this once a week, then that matters. Doesn't matter if somebody thinks, well, that's dumb. If that's what God has laid on your heart to do it. Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for just allowing us to be here. Thank you so much for the fun and the laughters and just the talking together, Lord. It's been such a wonderful day to be in your house, as it is every Sunday, Father, every time we gather together. Thank you for this wonderful day, a day that you've made. Father, I pray that no matter what it is, no matter how we can do it, Father, I pray that each and every one of us here tonight, we grow a little bit more in our faith this week by doing things that are benefits to others and being a little bit selfless this week. Father, I pray that you just be with us as we go through school, keep us safe as we drive home, and it's in your name I pray. Amen. One more thing. I almost forgot. One more thing. Next week, how about we go to Dairy Queen next week?
Yes.
Anybody down for that?
I got
Dairy Queen or, Dairy Queen. I think if you have a gift card, and I think I owe Braden Dairy Queen. Braden, don't I owe you Dairy Queen?
He's gonna say yes.
Braden, I think I do.
You owe me one.
I owe you Dairy Queen. If you could tell me that I owe you, and I'll believe you. I'll be like, okay, get you Dairy Queen.
But if you owe me one,
I think I do. I think I owe you Dairy Queen.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
Well, you never know. I might just be like, hey, Dairy Queen's on me, everybody except Ethan.
Where did it go?
Anyway, does that sound good? Does that sound good, Dairy Queen, next week, though? All right. I figured it would. So, those of you joining us on YouTube, you won't be able to go to Dairy Queen with us unless you know what Dairy Queen we're going to. Anyway, thanks so much for joining and being part of us, whether you're watching now or later. Let us know how we can pray for you. Love your faces.